Product provided by Nintendo. The Pokémon 25th anniversary has at last reached its mainline releases. All of them a return to the fourth and final Pokémon generation and region until now based on the Japanese Isles, Sinnoh, real-life Hokkaido. And obviously, 2022's Pokémon Legends Arceus is the main course, but Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the 15th anniversary remakes of 2006 Pokémon Diamond and Pearl, are clearly meant to serve as an appetizer. Bring the nostalgia of this region back, but does it do it in a good way, or are the Gen 4 remakes an underwhelming experience right before Pokémon's big leap in 2022? Let's find out in this brutally honest review of Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. But first, be sure to leave a like, let's aim for 2,500 for 25 years of Pokémon, and press that subscribe button and notification bell as it helps so much for the channel. Developed by Ilka rather than Game Freak, who are busy with Legends Arceus, the remakes of Pokémon Gen 4 were since the first seconds of their reveal in February 2021 controversial, due to its top-down chibi overworld and character art style and design. Staying as true as possible to the DS classics, not much has changed outside of a visual update. In other words, this is an upgrade of the pixelated 2.5D experience offered in 2007, and to some, the new character models and even some of the lighting might be unfavorable compared to the original. Personally, we think it looks fine, but at the same time want to highlight that the art style and overworld design isn't one of the game's greatest drawbacks. That one is found in the game's main quest, which sadly to veterans is only the storyline of Diamond and Pearl, but in a fresh coat of paint. None of the bigger late game sections of Platinum are present here, and the same goes with their deeper exploration behind the motivations and origins of Team Galactic, which is a shame when even Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby had the beefy Delta episode as a post-game. In Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you'll not find this type of expansion, and that honestly is a big letdown, as Platinum was the by far best experience of Generation 4 of Pokémon. Don't take us wrong, what is here is good, and true to the original quest to obtain the 8 gym badges, stop Team Galactic and challenging the legendary Cynthia for the championship, but it feels like it is missing something for those of us who have played Diamond and Pearl in the past. Thus, Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl feels much like the Zelda Link's Awakening remake from 2019, with little to no added story elements, but some more controversial changes. As unlike Link's Awakening, BDSP is not as visually stunning, as there's worse looking textures and art style, and that is something that identifies this remake. A fair criticism to make, since both are top-down experiences outside of certain sections. In the case of Link's Awakening, dungeons, and BDSP Pokémon battles, which brings us over to the gameplay of the remakes. Now let's just say it is a mixed bag, as for many of the improvements there are also setbacks compared to the original. Most of all, it is very baffling the way they are dealing with HMs and the technical machine, which were completely fine in the original, since the HMs are no longer attached to the Pokémon directly, but to an in-game app where you have to select it and a random wild Pokémon does the move for you, which is completely unnecessary. Rest in peace HMs in Gen 4, unless we get them back in Legends Arceus. The battles themselves obviously have a better presentation and 3D animations and environments. You could even argue that they are better than in Pokémon Sword and Shield, and much better than the close-up overworld chibi animations in the game's numerous cutscenes, which can feel a little bit out of touch at times. The battles are more streamlined than they were in Diamond and Pearl. Yes, this remake has the controversial forced XP share introduced in Pokémon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but it deals with it far better than it did there and in Pokémon Sword and Shield. What is different is that you're only able to gain experience points in more direct combat situations instead of just overworld activity. By that we mean you have to earn those experience points to a greater degree than in the last couple of years. As for the battle system, it is more Sword and Shield than Diamond and Pearl, and that is both positive and negative, since it makes the HD remakes a far easier experience than the original Sinnoh adventures. To put it this way, if you play this game the way you played Diamond and Pearl on the DS, that is to say doing a lot of grinding between each gym, you'll most likely become far more overpowered earlier in the remake than the original. Some may consider this as a dumbing down of more challenging Pokémon experiences, and we will agree, as this game was cherished for its somewhat difficult nature. Gym battles are thus less of an obstacle if you play this remake the same way you would do with the pre-Generation 6 Pokémon titles. But enough about battles for now, since that is, as we have by now concluded, a mixed bag of improvements and downgrades if you're a Gen 4 veteran. What is unquestionably an upgrade is what has been done to the Underground, since in the remakes it has definitely earned its new title, the Grand Underground. The map of the Grand Underground underlays the overworld map, but where you can only explore one area at a time, as there are 6 separate large underground sections. and all of these underground sections are massively expanded with new features including the improved secret base, where you can collect Pokémon statues which have actual effects on the Pokémon you will find in the hideaways of each section. In other words, the Grand Underground is an area where you can put in a lot of time mining, exploring and catching Pokémon which are exclusive to this area. Naturally, you can decide how long you want to stay here. But with that being said, it is no doubt one of the greatest highlights of this game, as Ilka did a great job with expanding and reinventing the original formula of the somewhat second underground world of Sinnoh. In other words, this larger-than-life world offers a big labyrinth under the surface of Sinnoh. Unique Pokémon and possibilities open up to you if you decide to give it a closer look, specifically participating in activities like mining Pokémon fossils and treasure. It is also worth knowing that you can also explore the Grand Underground together with a friend online, under the condition that both of you have a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. Speaking of online, there is no longer an online menu. Instead, you have the Union Rooms from the original game, where you can play against random people online or with friends through codes. And that is a little tedious if you ask us if you want to play one-on-one for sure. With that out of the way, let us discuss what other features that are present along the gym path, namely the super contest and puffin cooking tied to these. These trinkets are made of different berries that you collect throughout the game. By performing the cooking tasks well, the conditions that you get by giving it to a Pokémon increases. The treats are particularly handy for the super contest as they slightly change your Pokémon overall score. And the super contests offer even more flair, as the popular shows in Sinnoh, where 4 trainers showcase the tricks of the Pokémon, are now a true spectacle to behold in 3D. It was a fan favorite back on the DS and will be it again in this remake, as we have missed this extra layer in recent Pokémon experiences. You know, where Pokémon dance, battle in unique fashion and give the crowd something to remember. The Super Contest is all about doing the right things and scoring high points to become the overall winner. Obviously, you can battle AI trainers from the game, but you can also challenge friends online to duels. With multiple different categories and difficulty curves, these shows have something for everyone. While playing with your mates, you might want to show off a different style. You cannot cut or color your hair like in the Sinnoh of old in Pokémon Legends Arceus, but you're able to change and wear various different outfits in the overworld. And this is a brand new introduction for both the male and female character. Then you have the beloved Great Marsh, the Safari Zone of the Sinnoh region. Of course, as this is a Safari Zone, you use the Safari Ball along with bait and mud to get Pokémon into the correct mindset before capturing them, while that and using the train to get to the various locations on the map and collect unique Pokémon to enhance your team even further. But there's always the question if that is really necessary, as there is always a danger in this remake to become too OP, well maybe with the exception of the final battles in the game. At the very least, these buff Chad Pokémon will tail you around as you unlock this feature throughout the game. As for starters, you shouldn't worry too much about which one you select, well, except that one champion battle. Cynthia has earned her notoriety in the Pokémon series for a reason. Like for real, don't worry, if you reach her unprepared, you will still have a really bad time. At least you have some great music to listen to, as the remixes of the original are good. And if you prefer the older one, you can at a later stage in the game for an item change to the original enhanced DS compositions. In other words, you can take advantage of both, which is so much better than in Sonic Colors Ultimate. Even so, despite all the good changes, we have to be brutally honest about the lack of Platinum content, since this remake has no added Battle Frontier or expansive late-game content. In other words, the things that made Pokémon Platinum so great, both when it comes to story, gameplay, and additional challenges. But maybe we could see some DLC later down the line, which obviously we cannot review as of the launch of the game. Summing up, Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are a blend of enhanced brilliance and shining missed opportunities. It is a remake that could have been so much more than it is, but it is clear that the priority within the Pokémon company is on Pokémon Legends Arceus, which has been confirmed to serve as a prequel story to Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. And this attitude sadly shows in a game which needed as much new content as possible, especially since Platinum with its refinements was there all along, which they did very little with compared to what they did with the Gen 3 Hoenn remakes, or they added the post-game Delta episode. It is Diamond and Pearl in HD, but with questionable at times chibi animation quality and both upgrades and downgrades to its battle gameplay. With this in mind, it feels like another bare minimum effort from the Pokémon company, recreating what was so great but we needed a little more in 2021 than what is found here for a $60 release. As such, our brutally honest final score for Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl is 77 out of 100. No doubt a good game, but which could have been better to reach for an 80+ score. But what do you think of Pokémon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl? Will you pick it up? Or are you saving the $60 for the next gen Pokémon Legends Arceus experience? Sound off in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video and press that subscribe button, since that would make us so happy on our push for 300,000 subscribers. So do that, and also ring that notification bell, and again with all notifications on, so you don't miss any of our upcoming Pokemon videos. Finally, a big thanks goes to all our patreon.com/CommonRealm patrons, and in particular to royal producer Chalshash. You all rock, and please enjoy one or both of these two awesome videos.